Hey Scruffy, how you doing? So you ran away today. Yeah, it's meow. It's another meow. Now another meow. Thought you'd be in a bad mood. No? Yeah? Yeah? Wow. So I was out in the yard again, and Scruffy bolted this time. I actually kept my distance. I didn't even get close to him, but he disappeared. I don't know where he went. Oh, you're really meowy tonight. You didn't like me interrupting your nap, huh? Yeah, huh? Okay, let's get your food then. Okay. Come out. Get your water. Change your water first. You got a lot of water left here, so it doesn't look like we're drinking much. It's a cooler day today, so probably not a surprise. Okay, I'm gonna sit in the chair. Yeah, wow, you came right over, huh? So I gotta get the glove on still. Okay. So the sun was out. Oops. So the temperatures are still on the cooler side. I think it's actually pretty close to yesterday. Might be the same. But actually, because of the sun was out, it actually felt a little warmer, I think. So I went for a bike ride. So I'm still coping with my depression. So I thought maybe a bike ride would help. Wow, he's being really aggressive with the head strokes tonight. He's opening his mouth too, so I can feel my finger sometimes goes into his mouth. Wow, it's getting kind of friendly. What a change. I'm still worried he's going to scratch, so still got to be careful. Wow, that was an aggressive rub there. So, on my bike ride, I decided I wanted to try to push myself a little bit today. Also see if I can keep the momentum going on my weight loss, even though the weight loss momentum is being caused by negative things, I think, right now. Still, I'll take it. So I did 2 of the steepest hill climbs at the park today. So one of the climbs is out in the open, or an exposed cliffside, so basically you're getting all the sun. So that one is starting to feel the heat. So even though it was kind of a nice cool day. Wasn't sure what he's going to do there. I think he's going to attack. Because he's opening his mouth there. Which I think, yeah, the camera's a little high. But yeah, he's opening his mouth. So yeah, I went on the exposed cliffside, and yeah, I was feeling the heat, and there was no breeze today, so I think it made it feel worse. But I made it up, and then I decided I'm going to do another one. So I knew I needed to do stuff in the garden today, so I kind of wanted to do a... He has like fur loss or something around his back of his head. I don't know if that's normal, or I don't know if cats normally have not as much fur there. Yeah, so that side it looks okay. Yeah, I think it's just because of his long fur. It looks like he has less fur at the joints. Yeah, he's kind of into it today. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to try to push myself harder, at the same time not spend quite as long on the bike today because I needed to do stuff in the garden. So I went up another hill I hadn't been up in several months, I think. This hill actually requires me to leave the park and go onto a main road where there are cars, so I actually don't like this road that much. And it's also really steep, so, and the road's kind of narrow, so if the cars are being irresponsible, they can kill me. But it's not a heavily traveled road, so it's probably okay. I have blinking lights on my bike and stuff, so and I wear a reflective vest, and I have other things I do to try and make myself visible. Yeah. He's really into the rubs tonight. So he really likes that. See if he's going to switch sides or not. Yep. And so anyway, this path goes up outside the park, and then there's like a place where it circles back a little bit, and there's like a secret path back into the park that you can take. It's not exactly secret, but it's not very well documented either. I don't think it's on the maps for the park. But you can find it like on other maps. Yeah, and the trail is marked. But yeah, anyway. So basically go up the hill and then you can ride back in on a tight trail. You can also go out on that trail, but it's so narrow that I don't like. Actually, I haven't tried, but I don't think I want to try riding up that trail because it's kind of technical, and it's narrow, and there are pedestrians sometimes hiking it, and so I don't want to have to climb uphill with pedestrians in the way on a very narrow trail, dirt trail. That's kind of technical. So I did that climb, and Yeah, my ride actually took, I think, an hour and 40, so I didn't actually save that much time. But I guess it was a good ride. So you ready for food, Scruffy? I think it's about time. Talk about the garden and the bowls. How does that sound? Okay, so I think you're about done, aren't you? Okay, let's get your food, okay? He doesn't jump anymore when I drop the plate. So yeah, he's starting to get used to things. They're not so cowardly anymore. Or at least not as much as he used to be. So anyway, yeah, so if you've been following the past few days, I have dying trees in my yard and actually a couple dying bushes too. And yeah, there's a lot of plants that are struggling. I'm actually very sad. A lot of these plants are my dad's pride and joy. Oops. There's a little knot in his tail there. Okay, I'll switch brushes. So right now my top priority is, well, two things. So I think I found vole holes, and they may be responsible for killing the trees, I'm not sure. My dad's friend, who's also fairly knowledgeable on plants and trees in general, and his wife also is too. She grew up in an orchard, and they said they never heard of voles taking out trees like that before, so not sure. Or gophers, for that matter. But anyway, they recommended I prune the trees, basically cut off all the dead branches, and my limited understanding is that will allow the tree to not expend its resources on dying parts, and then it can focus on the parts that are still alive. So I have about 6 trees, I think. One looks like it's dead completely, so I didn't bother trimming that one. I took a closer look today, and I think I'm done brushing. Okay, Scruffy, you can eat in peace. So I took a closer look, and near the base, yeah, it looks like it's falling apart. It looks like, yeah, it's decomposing, almost like turning to dirt. The one that caught my attention, that's in the process of dying. So I cut off a whole bunch of branches today, hoping that maybe saves it. I don't actually know what I'm doing, so I'm hoping I did it right. So I was looking online, taking advice from my dad's email, or my dad's friend's email. So I've never pruned a tree before, so I actually don't know if I'm doing it right. But I cut off all the dead branches that I could see, and I don't have a chainsaw, so I was using an old hand saw. That was actually quite a lot of work. So it was like a second workout after my bike ride. And then there's another tree in the front that recently looks like it's been dying. So I pruned off a whole bunch. Basically, all the leaves are gone now. So I basically was just pruning the heck out of everything. And there's not much of a tree left, but I'm hoping maybe it'll, if it's still alive, it'll save itself and come back. And then there are 2 more trees that are mostly healthy, but I'm starting to notice, yeah, they have dying, little small dying bits. So I cut those off, and I'm hoping those are going to stay healthy. So the next phase is to get fertilizer, the right type of fertilizer. So I think I need a 16-8-4 or something like that. So heavy on the nitrogen, slow release, and I got to drive it into the ground. So I was browsing Home Depot, and apparently they have something called fertilizer stakes. If I knew anything about gardening, I probably would have known about these, but I don't. And so it sounds like, yeah, they come pre-made, so you just get a hammer, drive them into the ground, and you're kind of done. So at first I thought I'd have to either dig a hole or get an auger to dig a hole. And I looked up augers, and apparently they're all motorized. There's no hand ones. And the motorized ones are several $100s, so I'm not going to be buying an auger. So these stakes look perfect. So I think it'll cost me about $20 for hopefully enough. These are not very large trees, so maybe don't need that many for the number of trees that I have. And then I haven't placed the order yet, but I think I'm busy tomorrow, so I'll be able to pick it up anyway. Probably 2 days from now. But I'm also trying to figure out if I need anything else from Home Depot. Or I looked at Lowe's, but they didn't have the stakes. So, for Scruffy here, Diatomaceous earth. So I read it's a natural way to kill worms. I don't actually know if Scruffy has worms, but I kind of presume he does, since he's a feral cat that's been out his entire life. So I just kind of assume he has worms. So I was thinking maybe I'll get him that, and I'll start feeding him it. So it is food grade. I've been reading about it for a little bit. I've been thinking about getting it. I've basically been waiting for the right time to get it, because usually I'll buy it to get some like free shipping or something like that. Go to Home Depot. I'm actually going to pick this up. I was actually planning to pick this up, both things up, but the diatomaceous earth is not available in the store, so we have to ship it. But I think it's actually slightly cheaper than Amazon. I'm having trouble chewing here. Hope we don't throw up. So I think I'll get a bag and slowly put it in his food. Hopefully he won't notice and won't kill any worms that he might have. It's supposedly safe in small enough quantities. Worms or not. And then I checked the vole traps today, and they have not been set off. So either they don't like peanut butter, or they're no longer in those holes. So I don't know, maybe Scruffy did his job after all. Maybe he got rid of them. But I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm also thinking I might cut a small hole in the covers that I put on top of the traps. So maybe if voles or mice or other rodents want to come in from the surface rather than the holes, they can get in through the little holes that I cut. But I didn't do that today. I'll probably do that when I get the fertilizer. So when I came out to prune the trees, yeah, Scruffy was sleeping in the chair. So I went out a different side of the house, and about the same time, next door, the gardeners came. I think they have a leaf blower, so it's really loud. And I looked over in this direction, and I couldn't see Scruffy, so it looked like he bolted. I'm not sure if he bolted because of the leaf cutter or the leaf blower, or because of me, but I didn't see him anymore. So I think he hid over the deck, or he might have left the yard. I was out in the front too, because one of the trees I needed to prune was also in the front. I didn't see him there. So he might have bolted far off. So I don't know. But yeah, Scruffy was kind of antisocial today. Before I forget, a YouTube commenter wanted me to do a call out. So CreamWasTaken. Hi, here's your call out. So thanks for commenting. And unfortunately, yeah, there's a delay in when you see these videos because I have a backlog right now. The long story is, or I'm not going to do long story. The short story is that I have a slow internet connection, and then from time to time, Google themselves have server issues or file corruption when I upload, and I got to re-upload, so it makes me further behind, and so I think I'm several weeks behind, maybe even like a month, I'm not sure. So CreamWasTaken, yeah, here's your call out. Thanks for your patience, and eventually, yeah, you'll hear this call out, I hope. I probably should have did this at the very beginning, but I forgot. Maybe I can do it at the very end. We're close to the end here, so Scruffy's almost done, and he's probably going to take off. And yeah, I got to get dinner for myself still, and we actually need to let's see, we need to take out the trash tonight. And I have some appointments tomorrow, so I got to prepare for those tonight. Yep, so he's about done. So I guess, yeah, after he drinks his water, he'll be done. Oh, I just built a new string toy, so I saved one branch that I cut off that I kind of liked, and I took the string that was hanging from that tarp or carpet. I saw him bat once, the only time I've ever seen him play, and I cut it off and I tied it to my old string toy, so I'm hoping he'll come by and bat it sometime, and then if I see him batting it, maybe I'll pull it out and see if I can get him to interact with it. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.